have been waiting for a while for this to become an anime. WonDance. A story about a boy who's no longer afraid to achieve his dream. After a certain individual show him not to be afraid or care what others think, go out there and pursue your happiness. WonDance is an anime based off a manga that's all about breakdancing. That's right, Western style breakdancing. There's a class for it, and I believe there's classes here too, of course there are, even by college courses too. The majority of people who learn how to breakdance from growing up, watching TV, watching their friends, their family members, celebrities, and they start breakdancing. If you got the moves, baby. That's all that mattered. I remember growing up watching 360 all the time when I got off home from school. 360 is happening, and they'll have this meter that'll show you how much people love this part of these breakdancing at the moment. And it was fantastic to watch. It was colorful. It was almost like Soul Train. It was nice to watch. But anyways, the story is about a guy who's extremely tall who's been staying behind the crowd because he's afraid what others will think of him because he wants to dance. But he stopped pursuing his dreams after the sense of peer pressure and self-consciousness, which makes no sense to me. You really mean people in other places will look down on you for wanting to breakdance? Like, really? Like, that's the one thing I didn't understand. I knew since elementary school, and even in high school, if you knew how to breakdance, you were the talk of the party. You would have a party at school or at someone's house and you were dancing or dancing at a barbecue. People would bring out their phones, bring out their cameras, and they will be recording or taking pictures of you saying, yo, look at this guy go. But apparently that's not like it is in Japan school. How dare you be cool? It just made no sense to me. That was a really tall, handsome guy who apparently has been bullied or self-conscious to not wanting to dance. Does he see this one girl who's trying out to dance, and now he wants to do it. She has inspired him to go back into dancing, even joining a class to do it. So there's an entire class learning how to do it. And it starts off at the end of the episode of her breakdancing. And it's terrible CGI. So terrible that everyone's talking about it for the past couple of weeks every time a new episode drops. The first warning that this was going to be terrible is the opening. The opening has a good, catchy song and great art style and direction. However, there's one thing I realized. There is no one dancing in the opening. Even you watch Love Live, in every Love Live opening, someone is dancing. People are dancing. Because it's not just singing, it's dancing. But you only got one thing here, and it's just dancing. And you couldn't even do that, so I knew something was up. So at the end of the episode, like, there it is. All the dancing in this episode is going to be CGI. It is terrible CGI. See, I don't hate CGI anime. I reviewed some CGI anime here. I said it's good. Studio Orange is the pinnacle of good CGI anime. JC Staff even has some good CGI anime, like High School Girl or The Duke of Death. You know, these are great anime that were CGI, and I love them. The new Trigon, Beastars, Leonard the Luxurious, Bang Dream has good CGI. Even Love Live has good CGI when they're doing their dancing. You have it. It's there. So, for a studio famous as Madhouse, who did Free Run Beyond's Journey In and more, why is the CGI so badly? Well, the question is you should be asking yourself, why haven't they upgraded from the CGI they have? The thing people don't realize is that a lot of these studios in Japan, these anime studios, are buddy-buddy. I mean, like, when they contract with someone, it's not just a business contract. They prefer to keep that person because they're comfortable. You know, they're in their setting. They're creatures of habit. They don't want to change anything else. Even if it's for the better, they don't want to. So they've been stuck with this studio who've been doing their CGI for years. Perfect example, Overlord. Everyone loves Overlord. It's one of the biggest isekais of all time. He's even in Isekai Quartet. Don't know why Mushoku Tensei is not in Isekai Quartet Season 3, but hey, I don't know. But anyways, that's a talk for another day. What I'm trying to say is, despite how much I do like Overlord and his doom and disparity, you realize every time that it shows its CGI, it's god awful, it's terrible, it's obnoxious, it's not good whatsoever. So why? It's because it's been using the same studio for many years. In fact, every time Studio Madhouse have done CGI, it's the same studio that they partner with that does their CGI for. Madhouse themselves don't do it. They just do the 2D animation stuff. But there is another part they put in. Like, for instance, like, oh man, doing these breakdowns, too many angles, too much things we gotta change. It takes up too much time. We're on a weekly schedule here. We gotta wrap these episodes up. So the fastest way to do it is CGI. They choose the same studio over and over again to do it because they're comfortable with them. They know them, and they don't want to change to anyone else saying, what if we screw up? No, they say, we know these guys. That's all that matters. That is the main reason why. So you see Freerun. Freerun's good at animated. That's because most of the attention isn't the detail when it comes to spinning around and doing different moves. You're jumping, you're moving, but you can do that. You can make some cheap tricks when the character's going fast or blurring out to make it still look cool. You know, you can use those tricks. But when it comes to dancing, you can't really do that in a very stylish, detailed form. Only in CGI. The problem is they don't have a good CGI studio, and because of that, it's god-awful. I wasn't surprised about this. I just wish that they would change the studio for them, or at least WonDance would go to another place. I know JC Staff has his hands full of One Frame Man. Sorry, One Punch Man. One Punch Man should have went to Studio Bones. People say NEPA, but no, Studio Bones. NEPA is too shady for me. It's just the former Studio Madhouse, in my opinion. Despite how good they do things, I bet they're doing some shady stuff behind the way to make things seem cheap and good, just like Studio Madhouse once did. So, I would rather have... I'm not done with One Punch Man here. What the fuck? I'm talking about WonDance, man. It just sucks. And I do enjoy the manga of this, but watching the anime is so bad. The anime is so bad when it comes to so much direction is that I don't even want to download it. You know, anime I like, based on stories I like, I always download it, put it into a file folder, and I save it so I can watch it for later, for years to come. But not this one. No sorry. This one sucks. It doesn't suck because of story or characters. It sucks because I see you're watching anime, having a good conversation, and out of nowhere you see one of the characters in this 3D form dancing. It's so awkward. It looks so bad. It looks like some terrible commercial that you're supposed to laugh at, but you do laugh at. You're not laughing at this because it's just so, like, what is going on? It's terrible. But I digress my swallow. Like, the medalist. Remember the medalist? The one about the girl who started ice skating at her late age, but turned out she's actually good at it. She gives her best. And I'm still waiting for season 2 for that. That is great. The medalist is amazing and has good CGI. Love Live has good CGI. This doesn't. And that's just Madhouse that is. So if you ever have your anime being done by Madhouse, just pray to God there's no CGI in it. But it could just have the JC Staff situation. Because it's like with JC Staff. JC Staff can show it can do good quality direction when it comes to shows if it cares or passionate about that show. For instance, during a time where Railgun Season 4 came out and Index Season 3 came out, which I've been waiting for years, Index Season 3 hyped up with these openings, but some of its animation was cut and badly paced. Where Railgun, with its 4th season, by the way, was well animated and well paced. And even with Accelerator, it was okay, I guess. But that was it. Other than that, it was just how it was, man. And there was no hope from coming back from that. No hope. Will we get another season of the Index? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But anyways, that's my gripe. This is not a must-watch, I'm afraid. It is, I don't know what this is. It's just my thoughts. It's my thoughts, what it is, yeah. And it's just very disappointing. Very sad. Because I was looking forward to this for so long, and yet here it is. Well, we all can have zingers, I guess. So anyway, like after this episode, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, of course, and hit the bell icon. Please do. This is the Madcrownxox on Madme. Signing out.